Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Zeno of Citium. Everyone stumbles. A misstep on the sidewalk, a clumsy reach that knocks over a glass. These things happen, and they're usually forgotten by tomorrow. But there's another kind of stumble that doesn't fade so easily, and it comes not from the feet, but from the tongue. A careless sentence can echo for years. A sharp reply thrown in anger can change a relationship in a single moment. What heals quickly in the body can take a very long time to heal in the heart. That's the danger Zeno points to. Words carry farther than we think. They can cross rooms and decades. They can be screenshotted, forwarded, replayed. They can be repeated when we're not there to clarify what we meant. And unlike a physical stumble, which mostly harms the one who tripped, a stumble of the tongue spreads its harm outward, into trust, into reputation, into the quiet space between people where safety lives. The Stoic answer isn't silence forever, it's discipline. It's remembering that speech is an action, and like any action, it requires intention. There's a difference between speaking honestly and speaking impulsively. Honesty tells the truth without malice. Impulse swings wildly and worries about the target later, if even at all. The first builds, the second breaks. Consider a few ordinary places where this shows up. A hurried email that sounds harsher than you feel or is clouded with passive aggression. A group chat where sarcasm lands as disrespect. A tense meeting where volume replaces clarity. A joke told at the expense of someone else just to garner a laugh of someone you are trying to impress. None of these scenarios require brilliance to navigate. They require restraint. They require choosing words that fit your values rather than the heat of the moment. The Stoics understood that not every thought needs to be spoken, not every opinion needs to be shared. There are simple practices that help. The first is the pause. When emotion rises, give yourself a single breath before you speak, just one. In that breath, you can ask 3 questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? If the answer to any of those is no, the wisest sentence might be the one you never say. The second practice is brevity. Say only what you mean and no more. The fewer the words, the less room there is for misunderstanding to hide. The third is listening. People who listen well speak better because their words are shaped by understanding rather than assumption. Another useful tool is delay. Not every message needs to be sent now. If something stings, write the reply you feel, then save it. Not to send, but to see. An hour later, it will read differently. Overnight, differently still. You'll notice where you were trying to win rather than solve, where you were proving a point rather than making one. Delay isn't avoidance, it's precision. Of course, perfection isn't the goal. Everyone will say the wrong thing sometimes. When that happens, the Stoic response is ownership. Not excuses that start with if and but, rather a clean acknowledgement. I spoke carelessly, I'm sorry. Ownership is stronger than defensiveness because it rebuilds the very thing careless words threaten: trust. It places responsibility where it belongs, not on the listener's reaction, but on the speaker's choice. It's also worth noticing how often speech goes wrong because pride is steering. Pride wants the last word. Pride wants to be right rather than to do right. Pride confuses volume with strength. Humility, by contrast, values the outcome over the ego. It asks, what words will move this forward? What words will leave this person intact? What words will I be glad I chose when I look back? Modern life multiplies the importance of all this. Messages travel instantly and live almost forever. The public and the private blur. A sentence designed for a small audience can suddenly face a very large one. That doesn't mean living in fear of speaking. It means treating words like the tools they are. A good craftsperson stores tools carefully, uses them intentionally, and fixes what they damage. So guard your tongue more carefully than your steps. If you trip while walking, you get up and continue. If you trip with your words, pause longer. Repair what you can. Learn what you must. And next time, choose language that reflects your best self rather than your quickest impulse. Stumbles of the feet are momentary. Stumbles of the tongue can set the course of a day or a year or a bond between people. Better to be slow and sure with speech than fast and sorry. Better to trip with your feet than to fall with your tongue.